One. Hello again, married couples. We are the Urbies, and we are back for this week's Marriage Minute. Now, I know you remember what the Marriage Minute is, but we'll just remind you, it's a way to introduce a quick and easy, brief concept, something that you can put into practice this week to live out the scriptures and love your spouse better. So, last week we talked about rituals of connection. Good job. Well, we messed up a few times with our rituals of connection, but we're going to try to get back on track this week. And so on top of that, we're also going to introduce a new concept known as the 5 love languages. Yes, there are 5 love languages that Dr. Gary Chapman has introduced. I know probably many of you are familiar with it, but that's what we're going to focus on this week. And so the 5 love languages are...
Are we going through all 5 of them?
Well, we got to tell them what
Well,
it is.
the 5 love languages are just small ways to express love to your spouse and also identify how you feel loved, and then your spouse can act on those to make you feel connected.
So the 5 love languages are acts of service,
words of affirmation,
giving gifts,
quality time,
and physical touch. Nice. And so we nailed it. Yep. And so with our scripture that we talked about last week, Ephesians 5:21-33, it talks about submitting one another out of reverence for Christ. And so that's our motivation, is to love each other and to respect one another out of reverence for Christ. That's our motivation, and that's our goal. And so knowing your own love language so that you can tell your spouse about it, and then loving your spouse in the way that they want to be loved is a way that we can practically live out Ephesians 5:21-33, loving our wives and respecting the husband.
Yeah.
So go for it.
So one of the big things with this is just communicating. So as we live and exist together during this quarantine in the same space, we can often go without really communicating how we're feeling, what makes us feel loved, what makes us feel connected. So starting with communication, one thing that Ryan has expressed to me is just the need for small touches here and there throughout his day. You know, I could be scrambling eggs in the morning for the kids, and it's the last thing on my mind, but I'm trying very hard to remember to give them a quick peck on the cheek, or, you know, a little rub of the back as we pass by each other in the kitchen, because I know that that is what makes them feel loved and connected.
Oh, yeah. And then for Katie, acts of service goes a long way with her. That's her number 1 love language. And so anytime I can
all the service,
take out the garbage, change the diapers, cook a meal, do the dishes, anything like that goes a long way with her. And so that's what we're going to focus on this week, is knowing each other's love language and loving each other that way. Now for bonus motivation, yes, there's bonus motivation this week. Yes, always good to have bonus motivation. Matthew 7, verse 12 says that we should do to others what we would want done to us. And so I'm going to love Katie by using her love language, because that's the way that I would like to be loved in return. And so that's a good way to practically live out that particular scripture in your marriage.
Yeah, just remember, a reminder to keep it simple, and communication, both you know, communicating your needs, but also listening to your partner's needs is really the key here this week.
I think we nailed it.
That's it.
I think that's it.
That's all we got.
So go for it. Have fun with it. And until next time, we will see you then. Or we'll give you another video then, I guess.
Right, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, that's our Marriage Minute for this week. We'll see you next time.